Let's bring in James Krugman, Beauty Watch. Great to see you. 60 years since the Fifth Republic came into being. Charles de Gaulle introduced it back in 1958. Some people today saying it's the 60th birthday of it. Maybe it's time for a change. Move on.
Emmanuel Macron doesn't think so, though, and he exemplifies a presidency of the Fifth Republic. It's quite centralised. It's inspired by the monarchy. It's got all the trappings, etc. And he was paying homage today at the grave of General de Gaulle, or the former president who brought in that Fifth Republic constitution. And he said a couple of things that kind of got on the nerves of people who would like to see the structure of the French state evolve to something a bit more parliamentary, a bit less centralised, a bit less pyramidical. And he said... those who are in favour of a Sixth Republic, and we've been hearing about this for decades, people saying we should move back to some sort of a parliamentary system. Macron thinks it would lead to more instability. That's what the Fourth Republic was like. That's what you could argue places like Italy are like, where it's too parliamentary, etc. In any case, you had lots of reactions on social media when he said that those who are in favour of the Sixth Republic don't like the state. And you had the head of the far left party, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, saying, well, you're mixing up state and start-up. A modern state, it respects the will of the people. Those who don't like the state are the free marketeers who are destroying it. Anyway, very far left discourse. You had Christiane Taubira, the former justice minister, saying the Sixth Republic, you know, is actually something that would bring in kind of a balance of powers, a space for the citizens to have greater discussion and input into laws. It would give status to regional languages and cultures. In any case, she was kind of saying, look, this is something to think about. Emmanuel Macron himself, after saying that somewhat controversial line at Charles de Gaulle's grave, he gave a big speech in front of the Constitutional Council, and he actually spoke about technology, artificial intelligence, robotics, transhumanism, all of these things that would actually require one to think about how our institutions today should actually evolve, because, of course, over 60 years, having exactly the same institutions, maybe it's not.
Things have changed.
Things have changed. François Hollande was saying, well, actually, I'd just tweak it. I would just tweak it. I would get rid of the Prime Minister, because having a Prime Minister and a President, it's kind of a little bit too top-heavy, and maybe just one person could do the job. In any case, as you can see here, and I'll end on this point, the last three presidents, Nicolas Sarkozy, François Hollande and Emmanuel Macron, not in that order, but they're the least popular presidents of the Fifth Republic. So clearly the presidential system, there's a decline in the respect and the prestige of the presidency in the eyes of the people. So maybe, at some point down the line, it will evolve towards something different.
Even de Gaulle's favourite car, the Citroën DS, has been given a revamp. Now, maybe it's time for, again, the Republic to have a revamp. Who knows? Just a suggestion. Right. It's going nowhere. Fake news, le fake news, as they say in France. They've adopted the phrase. Yeah. But language purists are saying we should actually move on and not use le fake news, which should say something else.
Which you hear everywhere now, and of course it doesn't
say the fake news.
And of course it doesn't mean the same thing, because fake news uttered by Emmanuel Macron, fake news uttered by Donald Trump mean actually opposite things. But anyway, we won't go there. Maybe they should invent two words. That would be smart. But anyway, they came up with infox.
Infox,
which could work, but I don't think it rolls off the tongue personally. Now you've got intox.
That's a mixture of
info. Well, okay, information shortened to info. And intox, which is kind of literally means kind of intoxicated or intoxication, but it can be used for
smear, faking news.
Actually, it's already being used. Intox is already
misleading
used for kind of fake.
Yeah.
But now they're saying infox would be like fake news.
That isn't going to
I'm not sure it's going to take off. But actually, state publications are going to have to use it.
Okay.
So they're going to sound a bit strange.
Take note, the language watchers at France 24 in every language. Let's talk a bit more about Lantox or Landfox and fake news. A pretty impressive video of nuns dancing to techno has been proved to be, the Landfox fake by France 24's observers.
It just doesn't sound right.
By France 24's observers, no less.
That's right. Our own team here.
Well done, team.
Figured that out. Now, a lot of people were scratching their heads. I'll play the video. They were like, this can't be real, can it? But like, it had 20 million hits around the world. It was actually in Krakow, in Poland. Hold on a minute. I need to get the sound on this. I got this wrong earlier. Here we go. Sound on. Sound on, please. There we go.
Hear it. It's good.
So anyway, just get a load of that. That's a lot of nuns jumping and dancing to death metal. Right? Seems improbable. Actually, very improbable. It is, and it's been proven that it was put up on a Czech Facebook page, and actually they were dancing to Polish child's choir's music, which was still kind of had the beats, right? It still had the beats, but the lyrics were a lot less dark.
Indeed.
The death metal music was going on about mother bleeper and all this kind of stuff.
We get the picture with death metal.
And here it was, go up the mountain. If you have faith, you'll always be happy. So, you know, that's something for a nun to jump to. It's in line with their way of thinking.
It's something to us all to cling to, I think, there, James. Definitely.
But it probably wouldn't have got 20 million views all around the world on different Facebook pages unless it had been...
and that's the world we live in today, isn't it, James, eh? Isn't it?
There you go. And all the more reason...
What kind of a world have we created, eh?
But all the more reason to have fake news debunked.
Completely.
Even if it isn't exactly revolutionary kind of debunking. But, you know.
Well, no, it's good stuff. Good job, France 24's observers. Well done to you guys. James, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
As ever. Thanks to Kate. That Goodyear story is an absolute corker, isn't it? Let's follow that one. Kate with the business. And thanks to you for watching too. Stay with us. More to come here live from Paris.